G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in over on the southwest side of the map, we've got Recon going to be playing a little bit of the Delhi, and over on the opposite side of the match, or on the opposite side of the map rather, Fitzbro, who have we got spawning in over here?
We've got Donarty playing as the Mongols, and this is a map, sometimes I was just telling Drongo, you see Mongols doing cheesy things like dropping their TC on the water, but Donarty is keeping it nice and close to his wood line there, and that would have been a bit of a journey.
Yeah, that would have been quite the journey. You can see how far away that would actually be. That'd be quite a ways away. And so let's talk a little bit about this matchup. So I have theorized, or at least this is the way it currently sits at the top. So Mongols are the kings when it comes to hybrid maps. However, Delhi actually counters them, and the reason why is because of the fishing boat. So obviously Recon on the Delhi this game, I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to be doing. We already see that dock going down in the middle of the map for Recon. Fitzbro, you're the Delhi expert, the resident Delhi expert. Who's going to win this game? Who you putting your money on? You putting your money on Recon?
Well, I mean, so he's got to know he's going to go for the water, right? Delhi, for all their bugs and whatever they're worth right now, they're strong on water maps just because their fishing boats are able to attack there. So he's got to think of some way he's either got to deny that or have an answer to it. And you can't. I almost wonder, like, do you try to come down and as soon as possible tower up that dock? Because they do, the fishing boat's not going to do well against a dock that's been built, but it's probably too hard to get a tower built fast enough. Like I said, I've seen people drop their town center on the water. It might sound crazy, but I mean, there's nothing you can do against that. And you might lose some villager seconds, but it is something I have seen. I don't really know how you counterplay their dock here in the first age. It's just so strong, especially if they throw any spearmen behind it.
Yeah, it can be a really difficult thing, and already we do see Don beginning to drop down this outpost. So I would say that Recon's making a little bit of a mistake here. So he wants to be getting his fishing boats, instead of fishing up with them, he wants to be moving them down the river. That's what he needed to be doing. Even though he hadn't yet spotted that out, it doesn't matter. You've just got to assume that that's what the Mongol player is going to do. And once they get that outpost up, there's basically no way you're actually going to do damage to them. Yep. Obviously, they can still potentially lose their fishing boats when your fishing boats come down and try and snipe them, but that tower, that outpost is going to be doing so much work.
I think you're better off, like you said, you can rally these boats for Delhi down to the Mongol, down this end where his dock was, and he could have killed that villager building the outpost. Even if he's not gathering fish, he's preventing his enemy from gathering fish.
Exactly.
Because obviously, if they're building a dock, they've invested in it, so you're not losing out, and at the end of the day, you still end up being king on the water typically and get those fish in. So yeah, I think I agree with you. You just have to go start gathering from their fish in front of their dock and shooting at those boats, force them to garrison, force them to build a tower, try to pick off some vills if they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, right now Don's got access to the water, which is usually, Delhi, your advantage should be to try to contest that if you can. And look at this, Don's building a tower right out of line of sight of Recon. I'm not sure if Recon actually can reach those. The fishing boats don't have a ton of range for what it's worth. They have 4 tiles range.
Yeah, so he's got line of sight on it, but unfortunately doesn't have the range to reach it. We see him now moving or shifting his over to the next shore fish, and there's a nice little spot. I would say, I don't know exactly how to refer to it, but there's this little break distance where he is able to fish from his side of the river, and Don can't push up a tower any further. If Don tries to push up a tower any further, that's fine. The fishing boats then move in and they shoot the villagers, and then that tower will not get up because the villagers are always going to get shot by those fishing boats. And then by the same token, the fishing boats will always be safe from any towers or any outposts because they're able to fish on his own side of the river. So a nice little interaction there, but Recon going to be looking to get up to the next age now. Already got 230 gold in the bank here, Fitz.
And Don has dropped a barracks, so I'm not sure what he's planning to do with that. I know for me personally as Delhi, I love archers. So spearmen, I would just be so happy to see this right now. But we'll have to see what comp Don's going for. Maybe he's just trying to just garrison a few spearmen inside of this outpost. I mean, they're rather cheap.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. We actually see Don moving up and going for that second outpost. Now, Recon's got to be careful here. If I'm Recon, I'm moving fishing boats over immediately, and we actually see Recon going to be doing that now 5 fishing boats coming over, and you can see them beginning to fire at that outpost, and subsequently the outpost then going to be returning fire. Fishing boats heading up towards the north. Where is he going with these fishing? He's actually got a second dock coming up over towards the north.
Smart.
So he's just given that up. Now, curiously, Don is still going to look to continue finishing this outpost, but he should realize he's going to be able to put 2 and 2 together soon.
I see Recon dropping walls on the sacred site already. Maybe he didn't get the memo. It's going to be a little bit longer till he's able to capture that sacred site. But
he has got the memo. Look, he's stopped making him. He's like, oh, wait a minute. It's kind of pointless doing that. I'll just build an outpost instead. So he gets the outpost
old
down.
Habits.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Now, the spearmen are over. You know, honestly, I didn't think these spearmen would be effective, and the reason why I thought is because I figured his fishing boats would counter them, not anticipating he would actually get this second outpost up. So now that he's basically boxed out Delhi with that second outpost, he's able to actually bring in his spearmen and get that torch damage. So, maybe this was a smart play here with the spearmen. He's just got to, obviously, just smart, good play by Don to get all these, like, kind of leapfrog these outposts. And now he's going to be bringing down that first dock.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Leapfrogging is the term I'd like to use there as well. Makes a lot of sense. But now we've got that outpost coming down for Don Artie. Look at this spot that he's putting it as well, in between his enemy and the dock. So he doesn't know that there's a dock to the north. He suspects that there is a dock up there. Obviously, you've seen the fishing boats go up. They haven't come back down. So he's only putting 2 and 2 together. But he says, hold on a minute. I'm going to put myself in between you, and you're going to have a bit of a tough time here.
Yeah, he knows they were up there. For Recon, I feel like against Mongols, you have to anticipate some kind of cheese or some kind of Dark Age military presence on the map, and sometimes you answer that by going early barracks. I've even seen players skip their mosques to get a barracks out early. So he could have had a dock and a barracks and his own spearmen, which could have possibly contested some of this, but hard to say exactly.
Yeah, now
another
we're going
outpost come down.
Another outpost, going to be coming down on top of that dock. And you can see it's right out of range of those fishing boats. Even if they got in right next to the shoreline, they wouldn't be able to reach it. Khan going to be coming out and providing a little bit of backup here. Outpost, and very interestingly, Recon has put the outpost up on the opposite side of the river, anticipating that there would be aggression from there. And Don Artie, with his huge brain, somehow realizes that, hold on a minute, I'm going to come in from behind, just like he always likes to do. Don Artie doing the bad stuff, but Recon has aged up to the next age. He's up in the second age, and he's got an archery range. He's almost got efficient production. And actually, I take it back. He's actually finished efficient production. He could potentially put a scholar in that archery range and could be looking to push out here. But look at the damage that's coming out onto these boats. He's actually got a Dow out, almost taking out one of the villages there, Fitzborough.
Yeah, so typically with Delhi now, you've got efficient production done when you hit the second age. And so the question is, do you put those new scholars into the Dome of Faith to get some techs in, or do you put them inside the archer range to start pumping out archers really quickly? I mean, in this situation, he almost needs to prioritize getting rams with the amount of towers out on the map if he's going to try to contest this somehow in the second age. But a lot of Mongol towers, and they're garrisoned with a lot of troops. This is going to be really annoying. Even if he pushes Recon off water, which he's well on his way to doing, he's going to have totally control a half map with all these towers. Yeah,
and I think that's part of the reason why Mongols are so strong. So obviously they get a lot of utility from their towers, being able to provide the YAM network, obviously providing line of sight throughout the majority of the game as well. Can springle them up eventually. They're just very, very... what's the word? They've got a lot of utility to them. So even if, you're able to wipe your enemy off water completely, there's still quite a lot that you can gain from them. But now going to be continuing to siege down the next dock that's coming in here for Recon. So Don looking to try and shore up that position, but we see that the Dow is actually getting off a couple of shots onto this outpost here. It is going to go up. Villagers got to be careful here. They do manage to get inside the town center. Don reaching the feudal age as well. We'll check and see which landmark he's gone up with. It's the Deer Stones. Looks like he's put 11 villagers on that bad boy to get it up super quick, aging up at 9 minutes.
The old 9 minute, the 9 minute age up. I was just going to point out, I've always feel like part of the strength of Mongols is they're just so flexible. There's such a wide variety of strategies you can choose from. I mean, we see here this very aggressive dock play with spearmen. It's not a one-dimensional. You're not going to see the same thing every time, and it makes it really hard. If you don't counteract that or scout it correctly, it could really hit you hard. As now look at these, the creep of these towers is just how is he going to stop this right now? Delhi's also a civilization that is somewhat flexible in their unit composition, at least with the use of efficient production. But I think these cheap towers is what's really paying off here on this water map for the Mongols.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Why do Mongols get cheaper towers anyway? where did that come from?
Because they don't have walls, I guess, is the reason, and they need that YAM network speed. I don't think we anticipated, the speed to be as strong as it has been. I mean, and obviously there's a fine balance, like, because I always wondered if they would quickly nerf Mongols, and then if it would, would it go too far very easily, because they don't have walls. They do need to have some power out on the map with their military or something, but yeah, they are quite strong in the current meta.
Yeah, definitely
more
is.
towers back at home.
Yeah, it's no surprise that that the towers are so strong, obviously costing so little, but managing to pick off a couple of villages, so it looks like 2 villages do go down there. We see that another outpost was trying to get down there, but not making it up in time, so Recon getting a nice little trade in here, and the big thing for Recon is he's stalling gold gathering, and that's what he wants to do. So he knows what the game plan is for the Mongol player. He knows that the idea behind this is to get up to the castle age as quickly as possible, and then that way he's going to sort of look for a timing window where he's going to be able to really capitalize on that early aggression and move it into, shift it into that mid-game sort of army composition, or that army, what am I looking for? Like, the big mass of units. That's what he's looking. So a really smart move to come out here with these units and look to isolate this gold. And now we see Don responding with a 3rd outpost on his gold. He is really securing this position.
Well, ×2 pikemen or spearmen is cool, but what's even cooler? ×2 man-at-arms. So that's getting to the castle age is really good for the Mongols. Not to mention, of course, getting in that advanced siege engineering technology that is just so strong.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It is very, very strong. But speaking of strength, I will note that Don at the moment is only sitting on 110 gold. So this focused attack towards his gold, which is continuing right now from Recon, is a very effective prevention tactic that is being used.
4 towers.
Yeah. So at this point, if I'm Don Artie, I'm just picking up my Gur, and I'm moving to that the gold mine towards the north of his base. He's actually got a nice little safe gold mine up there, and I tell you what, it makes a lot of sense to go up there. He's got arrow slits now in these outposts. That'll provide him enough cover to get up there. So yeah, he's going to be absolutely fine. But now towards the center of the map, Don continuing to harass down the fishing boats of Recon. So Don looking to really put on the hurt here.
I always struggle to see the difference between the dhows and the fishing boats. They look so similar. One's slightly bigger. Sometimes it's hard when you're zoomed out or at a certain angle to see. Like, I'm like, is those fishing boats or are those archer ships?
And then try and tell the difference between the fishing boats, the dhows, the explosive dhows, and the fishing boats that are like half HP, so they're on fire. So it's like,
they look like they're explosive. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've definitely panicked seeing that. Oh my gosh.
Take a look down towards Don's docks. Yeah, he's under a bit of fire here. That light junk actually taking a fair bit of damage here from the archers. There's a good mass here from Recon, but Don now clicking up to the next age. Going to be going up with the Step Redoubt, I can only assume. Indeed he is, up towards the north of his town center. He's going to be dropping that one down. So no real surprise there. 15 villagers going to be tapping away at that one. We'll take a look over at Recon, and Recon also going to be going up to the next age. He's got the House of
Learning. Wild call in the current meta. Let me just explain to the people at home. This is an excellent landmark, or was an excellent landmark, but now it takes like about an hour for those honed blades technology to come in, and that's honestly the best technology in this landmark. So I mean, I really disagree with this move. Recon is definitely a better player than me, but I don't think House of Learning is the way to go.
So the reason that it's bugged at the moment is because the technology has the inverse effect of what should be happening. So typically the way that it works is if you've got scholars, it's going to reduce your training time, but with this technology, it actually increases the training time.
I don't think that happens on the House of Learning. I think that's only on the keep.
No, it does happen. I can confirm it does happen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it does happen. So
I didn't know.
When it comes in, you'll see if we hover over the tooltip. Here it comes now. So you can see it's at 15 minutes and 43 seconds. That's not too bad. I've seen that bad boy up at 40 minutes before. So what the trick is you actually place the House of Learning outside of the radius of the mosques. Yeah. So it can't affect it. It's not in the network. And then you start researching that. It only takes 5 minutes, as far as I am aware. It only takes...
he can ungarrison his scholars. colors.
It's still even affects it. I'm pretty sure it's still like there's a weird.
Really?
Yeah, there's some sort of weird functionality to it. But actually, you might be right. Maybe if ungarrisoning the scholars will work. And then once you've researched it,
tower
finally.
elephant.
Wait, we got a tower elephant coming out?
What is he doing?
Oh, we got a tower elephant. Recon. Is he throwing the game right
sighting. Now? I thought these were endangered units here at the top of the ladder, but Recon throwing. Yeah, what is he doing? Style points definitely going to Recon for the tower elephant. He may not have the water, but he has the land right now with this tower elephant. Some have said the age of the Springald is over, and now we are entering the age of the Pachyderm.
I don't know who said that, Fitzbro. I'm probably going to need you to cite your source on that one, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. So obviously, right now, Fitz, we are in the post-Springald meta. The Springald has just been nerfed. We are slowly watching the game begin to develop away from the Springald. And keep in mind that the Springald used to be like the core counter to the War Elephants and the Tower War Elephants as well. But now, with the Springald being nerfed, obviously their damage reduced in half against the Tower War Elephant and the War Elephant itself. It really starts to beg the question, are we going to start to see more elephants coming out of the Delhi players?
I think if they fix the bugs with the upgrades of the elephants, it could possibly, because there's enough bugs right now, and without going too in depth, I've got a bug tier list you can go watch. There's just so many specifically affecting the elephants. And I do have to point out, my favorite thing to do when I'm casting, if you're on my perspective, is I like to follow the elephants in cinematic mode and just watch them move across and destroy things. It's just so great. Like, it doesn't matter what else is going on in the game right now. Like, these elephants, oh my gosh.
I'm doing the same thing. But one of the things I noticed when he actually grouped them with the archers, the elephant ran a little bit faster to get to the front. But
you know, I actually spent some time trying to figure out if there was a way to like drag box, try to like turbo your elephants across the field. It's just too hard. It's like if you turn angles sometimes in formations, they will kind of run. But maybe someone else can.
He's going to have to enter turbo mode right now because there are so many lancers chasing him away. I've still got it sitting in follow mode at the moment in the cinematic view, Fitz, just like you suggested. But it looks like the first Tower War Elephant probably going to be going down here, taking a couple shots from the Dows, and it does go down at the crossing. Second Tower War Elephant now going to be followed up, and take a look at all the lancers that have come out from Don Artie. Don looking incredibly strong right now. No upgrades on these lancers at this point, so not yet receiving any of those upgrades. No armor, but now going to be diving in underneath the town center. A little bit dangerous. We've got a Wallalol coming in.
Wallalol!
Wallalol goes off. Unsuccessful, but he does save 3 archers, potentially. 4 archers, maybe. 2 archers and 3 spears, apparently, is what he saved. So not a whole lot. Do we have that own blade tech? Hey, look at the House of Learning. How many techs do you see currently in queue?
0. You know what looks that would be sick right now if those archers had built a big stone wall segment with the stone wall tower.
I don't know what you're talking about there. That must be a landmark that is no longer useful in the game. But Outpost's going to be going down over here, and Don Artie looking pretty commanding at this point. What do you think, Fitz? Is there any way that Recon's going to get back into this base? Take a look at this gold mine. Look at this gold mine over towards the south. Don is over on top of it. There are so many villages here. 27 villages.
This is where a compound defender, a 600 stone keep, would be just beautiful on this gold mine to protect this. But I don't know. I'm curious why he went for tower elephants and archers.
He's tapped out. Yeah, it's a curious decision, Fitz. But look, I don't think, unfortunately, he's going to have much time left to answer that question because the match has been completed. Don Artie is the victor. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you check out Fitzbro. Fitz, it's been an absolute pleasure casting with you.
Yep, absolutely. I'll see you in the next one.
Sounds good to me.